Welcome to Financial Stewardship. Today we're going to be talking about Proverbs 13:11. It says, "Wealth gained hastily will dwindle, but whoever gathers little by little will increase it." Stacking little by little is better than spending all that you have in one go. What I'm trying to say is it's better to dollar cost average than to try to time the market. That's why we should always set small, realistic stacking goals than trying to hit a big number. If you don't have any ounces, it's better to make a small goal, like 10, then 20, 30, 40, so on and so forth. The reason I say that is because you can get really discouraged if you set a big goal, like let's say 500 ounces. You set 500 ounces and you have zero. You'll get really discouraged because, gosh darn, you only have 1 ounce. The next month, you have 2 ounces. You'll get discouraged because in a year, let's say, you only stack 1 ounce a month. In a year, you won't be nowhere near that 500 ounce goal. But if you started with 10, you made 10 your goal. In a year, you'll have 12. You would have exceeded that goal. Setting small goals will allow you to have a clear direction and have enough endurance to continue to stack in the long run. Before you know it, like I said, you'll be proud of that stack. You'll be happy that you have stacked, that you started small. Everyone starts at a certain number. Some people start at 100, some people start at 10, 20, 30, and some even everybody starts at zero. In all honesty, everybody starts at zero. It's important to always at least start. And once you start, keep going. Honestly, in my personal opinion, I think dollar cost averaging is the best because if you try to time the market, you'll be holding the bag, in all honesty. So for example, let's say I started, and I'm always going to give my examples. I started in, I believe, 2023 is when I started stacking, and silver was $20 an ounce, 28, around mid 20s. And when that happened, if I decided to time the market, it's going to drop lower because realistically it was under 20 an ounce. Then I would have not stacked at all, waited. Then it would have hit 30. In 2024, I believe, like 2024, it started getting to close to 30. The next thing you know, in 2025, it just blew up. And late 2025, it blew up even crazy until in January of 26, it got up to 120 an ounce. And if I had just waited until it went under $20 an ounce, I would have held the bag. I wouldn't have nowhere near the amount of ounces I have today. Mind you, at the time that I started stacking, I was only making around $2,400 a month. So I really couldn't stack a lot, but I slowly kept adding and adding until now I have a nice stack that I'm proud of. I don't have nothing crazy, in all honesty. But I can most definitely say that whoever gathers little by little will surely increase it. And it's a fundamental law, or fundamental, however you want to say it. It's a law that if you put to practice, it will definitely come true. And I'm living proof of that. I started off slow and I kept working hard. I didn't make a lot of money. As you can see, $2,400 a month. That isn't nothing, especially in today's economy. That was nothing. But I made it work. You just need to have patience. It's not a race. Well, nobody's racing with anybody. This is a way you can build your wealth. This is a way that you can leave an inheritance for your children, your children's children. And this is also a way that you can protect your buying power. The dollar has lost 96% of its value since 1913. We used to be backed by gold. Our currency was backed by gold. But ever since 1964, it's not backed by anything. The only reason we have the reserve currency is because of the petrodollar. And now that that deal is over, Fiat currency is just that. Fiat, it's worthless, it's meaningless. Now, when you stack, you actually have something. It's a hedge against inflation, it's wealth beyond the current system that we have now. You are your own central bank. You are your own bank. No one can tell you what to buy. No one can tell you what you don't have. And you can spend it wherever you want, whenever you want. Obviously, you're going to have to sell it to get cash, to get that fiat currency. But at the end of the day, it's going to beat the interest that you get in your regular savings account. And you can look at it now. My best example is when I started in 2023. Silver was 20, like I said, mid 20s. Let's just say 25. Bam, 25 an ounce. Okay, now fast forward 2026. Silver at the highest was $120 an ounce. Need I say more? Need I say more? You will never get those type of returns in regular savings account, and you will never get those type of returns in holding cash. You'll never get it because it's going to keep losing value. The government is going to keep printing money, and it's just going to be a whole circle. And it's honestly just best to start. Start now. If start now, honestly, I can't stress it enough. Start now. Again, this is not a race. This is the only way you could build wealth and wealth for generations to come. Don't just think about yourself. Think about your kids. If you don't have kids, think about your future kids. If you don't want kids, think about your own wealth and let it skyrocket, man. I'm not saying silver's gonna skyrocket to the moon. I'll never be one of those channels. I'm not gonna say that gold's gonna skyrocket to the moon. I'm never gonna be one of those channels to say that. I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm only talking about the things that I've done and the things that have worked for me. And this has most definitely worked. I wish more people could know about it. And this is the reason why I'm spreading, why I'm talking about gold and silver, why I'm talking about being a good steward of your finances, a good steward of the wealth that God has entrusted us with, because we need to be. We need to help people, especially today. We need to know how to manage our money. We need to know how to be in charge of our finances. That way, nobody can struggle in our families. And then, if it's God's will, we could help out other people. But nonetheless, keep stacking, keep being patient. Remember, this is not a race. And keep adding. All right, see you guys next time.